Wrong button there. Hope you enjoyed my Discord screen. Oh, hi everybody. So I think I'm live. I'm muted. No, but I've returned the audio back on. No, it's good. Thanks. Glad to hear. I have I don't know if you heard of this thing. People have been getting sick for the last couple of years. I shouldn't make light. It's not something to make light of, but I have COVID right now. I'm definitely on the mend. I gotta turn this music. Well, it's gonna stop in 10 seconds. I have not done anything remotely close. Well, I haven't done a live stream or record a video in probably at least a month, but not because of COVID, because of various other projects and travel commitments and things. And I had really planned to be back into the full swing of things around 8 or 9 days ago. But, you know, I took my time and then I discovered I was not feeling well and I took a test and I was positive and I've been quite ill. You know, I'm managing, I'm okay. But I wouldn't characterize it as mild, at least my experience. I have had vaccines and a booster, but you know, honestly, I think my immunity from the last booster is well over 6 months. So anyway, without going into too much detail, American 2050 asks, should I wear a mask while watching the stream? I did think about this, but I'm pretty sure, you know, I am a person of science that you cannot, that I'm not, I am contagious right now. So this room, nobody else is coming into this room. I've been quarantined in my own room, mostly wearing a mask even at home because my wife and my kids so far still negative, no COVID. So that will continue. I've been isolating as much as possible and I've made my way masked into this room and taken my mask off. So nobody else is coming in here. But I don't believe the internet technology, I believe the internet technology will be a nice barrier for you. So, so what have I got to say? So I have a tendency, as you know, if you've watched the coding train, to just go on to all sorts of tangents. I'm here because I have a project that I really want to do, and today is really the day to do it in terms of it being the end of the month, and it's a collaboration. So I could talk about my COVID experience and all the travel I've been doing and the new website that's got lots of new things coming up about it, and a brand new video that's the wave function collapse that's going to be out probably on Saturday, I think. 2 days from now, but I'm here because of a very specific project, a collaboration that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm really thankful to Grady from Practical Engineering. Oh, you're not seeing this? Grady from the Practical Engineering YouTube channel who invited me to do this now. Grady, if you're in the chat, say hello. I don't know if you are. And I want to make sure I have, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Also, hold on. I'm just going to hit my start recording because I'm not sure. Based on how, my hope is that this will get edited into a very short 10 or 15 minute coding challenge video for YouTube, but I don't know how it's gonna go. But I'm gonna hit record so that I'm recording everything to disk so that that can be done. And I wanna put that, yes, first time chat from Grady Hillhouse, wonderful. So I was joking with Grady. First off, I'm always like going off on tangents and my mind is wandering and I can't keep a thing straight. But I do have what feels like cloudy COVID brain. And so I'm having more trouble finishing sentences and remembering what I was talking about than usual. So I forgot what I said, but you should check out the Practical Engineering YouTube channel. The other thing that I just want to give a very specific shout out to is Grady's book that's coming out, Engineering in Plain Sight, which just looks, I mean, first of all, that cover is gorgeous. And illustrated field guide to the constructed environment. I mean, it looks like exactly the kind of thing that I would love. I know I will love it. So I just wanted to, you know, this is not any kind of like sponsor thing or anything. I'm just saying this because I'm a fan and I'm grateful for Grady to inviting me to work on a coding challenge related to an upcoming video of his. So, which this is what I was joking around before. I'm embarrassed to say, I think I probably got this invitation at least 6 months ago. Around when I was getting my last COVID booster. And, you know, a lot of YouTubers, I don't want, I don't want to reveal too much behind the curtains about Grady's process. Not that I even know what it is, but spend a lot of time planning and researching and scripting. And they set a date for a video and they're working on it for months at a time. And then there's people like me who is like, oh, wait, if you need a clip of a coding version of this thing in your video, you need it by when? July 1st? Oh, okay. I'll do that on the 30th.
Here's your appointment.
Yeah, my appointment. So that's what's happening today. This is my last gasp, last chance. I have a little coffee here, which I think is going to help me keep going. I somewhat regret the decision to set my studio up standing. I'm wearing shorts today, by the way. This is my new. I thought I had a single camera view that was just this wide shot, but it shows all four. But you can see I'm wearing shorts today, bare feet shorts. But standing is a little tough right now. I've been lying in bed for like 6 days. Honestly, though, this feels. I've been a little bit. I've been kind of down, like just not feeling well, being cooped up. My daughter wants to do stuff with me, but I'm like, no, we can't. You want to like play this game over Zoom? Like this, is like ridiculous. So we sit outside a little bit. It's depressing, and I've been feeling a little bit down about everything. So it is kind of nice, even though I don't think I'm going to last that long, and I should get into coding this. It's nice to be here on stream, to have a little bit of an audience, and to see you folks here. All right, so let me get right into it. The topic of Grady's video is horizontal directional drilling, something that I know absolutely nothing about, other than some research information that Grady had sent me. Now, I did something that I don't usually do for coding challenges. I'm cutting myself some slack because I have COVID, and I actually just last night built what I intend to build, which is this here. So I already actually have the thing built. So worst case scenario for Grady, who I know is in the chat, you can just screen capture me. Like I'm recording this, so here, this will be your clip. Blah 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 blah, and then we can screen capture this simulation, whatever. But I'm gonna attempt to do I'm gonna attempt to code the thing. You can see it's quite short what I wrote so far. Let me give myself the right amount of space. I'm gonna do a very perfunctory explanation of horizontal directional drilling in my own kind of words, but the idea for the video is I'm going to point people to watch the practical engineering video about it, and then come back for the explanation, then come back to see the coding of it, and maybe there'll be some kind of vice versa there. But here's the thing that I want to ask before I get started. Excuse me, and thank you for everybody who's asking how I'm feeling. Not great, to be perfectly honest, but I'm fine. I'm putting on a brave face here. I'm quite weakened, I would say. But symptoms-wise, all the really fever and cough and kind of congestion, those kind of like more cold and flu symptoms have mostly gone. But I'm just very weakened. But here's the request from the audience. And for any of you who are interested, one of the things I've been doing this a lot with my videos recently. Monty Hall is a good example of this. I have a very simple version that I make for the video. And then at the end, it's kind of like a prompt to the viewer to make a sort of more, with some ideas for how to expand it. And then I'd also like to include, I won't be making it during the video, but like to include a sort of more playable version of it, make it sort of gamify it in a little way. So I don't know how much energy I'll have this afternoon, but the idea is I'm going to record this now. I was hoping to be done by 11:30. Let's just call it noon to be more realistic, conservative. Go eat something and rest. And then later this afternoon, I want to like make a nicer version of it. So whatever I do today, I'm going to put onto GitHub. And if people want to help contribute to like add more interface or again, make a version of it. Like I'm making a version that I want to be a code example. And then this can be a version that doesn't have to be as much of a code example, but just like a demo. So if anyone wants to help with that, and then I'd like to be able to give both of those for practical engineering to be able to use in their video. And by the way, no obligation to use any of this. I'm to you, Grady, of course. I'm enjoying this. Honestly, I wouldn't be streaming today if it wasn't for this, and I'm kind of grateful for that because this is a nice. I have the capacity to do it, and I'm glad to be here. Okay, it is summer by me. All right, I'm gonna just take a little sip here. take a look at the whiteboard. I think I need to focus the whiteboard because I'm going to, my audio is still fine. Everybody let me know how my audio is doing. I realize my voice is a bit scratchy. The other thing I'm not sure about, is that focused? I think it is. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The other thing that I'm not so sure about is whether or not, I'm sorry, I'm just going to do a couple things in advance. I should include my COVID story as part of the coding challenge. Probably not. I think that's something for people to know who are here for the live stream. This live stream will be archived no matter what. Well, I don't want to say no matter what, but something really wrong would have to happen. Something would have to go really wrong for me not to archive this. I just want to do a few setup things. I want to make this project as low maintenance as possible for coding it. So I'm going to just bring this nice little design in. There we go. Oops. Oh, we can do it 600 by 400. Okay. And there we go. That's 600. This can come back this way. I actually don't need, oh, in case I have to go to the CSS, why not leave that there? Okay. This can go to here, and then this can go to here. Great. Okay. Squently, I do have a Discord server. Are there any mods around? Oh, thank you, Squently. Look, something actually worked for once. Let me see here. I've got our Discord, my Discord chat going, and okay, great. Great. So wonderful. All right. So let me maybe just read. I'm going to glance through this page for a second. See if there's a diagram. Maybe I'll ask Grady. I'm going to draw my own diagram. I feel like, yeah. Okay. Just looking. Look at all this stuff. The whole world of things that I know nothing about. Amazing. All right. This one's kind of cool. Okay. I like this one too. All right, I think I'm going to have to just, I'll do my own little diagramming. Okay. Hi, everybody. All right. You know what? Let's just get the show on the road. What am I stalling for? Okay. Directional boring, mini small size or so. Large, right? The thing that I'm trying to remember is – Directional. The fluid, right. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Hello, Switzerland. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Ready for my improv script? Here it comes. I'm already recording to disk, so that's all good. I have my marker. I have the Twitch chat open. I have. Oh yes, the original sketch. That is what I was. That's great. So I can show that. Grady, that's wonderful. Let me find. I have. Let me pull that up here. I think I'm able to do that like this. I'm such a ding dong where I don't have. How do I? Okay, hold on. Hold on, everybody. This is incoming. I'm downloading this, putting it here. Gonna be getting started in just a second here. I got some really exciting stuff coming up on the coding train, by the way. So I've just got to find what I'm looking for. Live chat. There we go. Let's download this image and minimize Discord out of the way. Okay, I can bring you back. This is the diagram, the original diagram that was sent to me. Okay, great. So, wonderful. Ah, right. Okay, awesome. Oh, you can retract the drill string. I like that. Okay. Right, so we can use this diagram. Okay, perfect. Okay, here we go. And that's good material that I can put up on the screen. And it is directional boring, but I'm going to call it horizontal directional drilling. I'm not sure that directional boring also referred to as horizontal directional drilling. I'm sure there is a very subtle distinction between how those two terms are used. Looks like it has to do with the size of the drilling rig, but I'm going to conflate them. All right. Oh no. It's fine. I have a new train whistle. It's very exciting. It's not for today. It's not for, I don't want to infect it with COVID. So this train whistle will hereby be disposed of after today. All right, here we go, everybody. Definitely not boring. Oh, that's going to be, that's making it in there. All right, everybody. I really feel like this should be visible today, but it's just going to be in my way. Okay. All right, I'm not going to bother with that. Let's move this down a little bit. Okay, move this up a little bit. What's showing up here? What is that? Oh, it's this. And this bell. That's fine. All right. Whew, a little dizzy there. Okay. Hello, welcome to a coding challenge. If I appear a little bit less I couldn't even get that out. Hello and welcome to today's coding challenge. I might be a little bit low energy, recovering from COVID. Hope you all are staying safe and healthy out there, but I am here. I'm actually really inside, trembling with excitement because I have a wonderful opportunity to build a project for okay, just getting warmed up here, people. Almost had it, right? Oh, thank you. You guys are very nice and encouraging. Hello and welcome to today's coding challenge. As if I do this every day. Someday I will do this every day. I mean, I probably won't, but I would like to. I aspire to do this every day. I was going to say that I'm a little bit low energy, although my previous sentence maybe doesn't indicate that so much. Okay. Just, I have to, you know how this is my process. I have to do this a bunch of times before I can really get going. Hello and welcome to today's coding challenge. I say that as if I do this every day, which I do not, although maybe there'll be a month. Maybe I'll do a 30-day coding challenge every day challenge, a challenge of challenges. Actually not feeling too well today, just getting over a recent bout with COVID. So if I'm a little low energy or if I get more easily confused, I mean, I always get quite confused. So I'm just being Robitussin. Okay. All right. All right, everyone. The tough part has never been the coding, no. All right, everyone, here we go. Last time. Hello, welcome to today's coding challenge. I say that as if I do a coding challenge every day, which I do not, although that could be a thing, a 30-day. Now this is very forced. All right, everyone, it's good that I got all that out of my system, and we're just going to jump right into the coding challenge. None of that extra fluff. All right. Hello, welcome to another coding challenge on the coding train. Now, I might be a little bit low energy for this one. I am recovering from COVID. This is my first day out and about from my quarantined, isolated room, but I am just very excited to be here. Let's dispense with the COVID stuff. It's not necessary. It's just not relevant. You know it, I know it. It's here in this moment we're having together on Twitch. Perfect. Someone said perfect. No. Hello and welcome to today's coding challenge. Well, I say that as if I do a coding challenge every day because I'm not going to have one tomorrow. Although I... What time is it now? 11 a.m. You know what? That was good. This all happened on purpose. I basically was giving myself till 11 to start. Now I have exactly 1 hour to do this project, and whatever I say now goes. So that was it, for sure. Yeah, deja vu. Okay. Hello and welcome to a coding challenge. I'm very excited about this one. My friend Grady from Practical Engineering offered an opportunity to make a computer simulation of something that he is doing a video about on his channel. And hopefully if you're watching this as a video on YouTube, you can watch his video all about this thing right now as well. Okay, that works. And what is this thing? Horizontal directional drilling. Now, if you had asked me a year ago if I ever thought I might do a video on horizontal directional drilling and would find that at all an interesting topic, I would have looked at you like, what? But I have to say, it is completely fascinating. It's really a nice, short, but I have to say, it's a fascinating topic. It's a concise, quick But I have to say, it's a fascinating topic. It's one that I can implement with a lot of the concepts and techniques from my Nature of Code book. And I hope, and we'll revisit this at the end of this video, it has the potential to make for a very interesting and fun game. So, yeah. So my current process is I kind of stream my recording sessions on Twitch and it gets edited and it goes on YouTube. This should come out on YouTube on July 5th. It'll be very lightly edited though. So if you find this annoying to watch, you could just go, I would suggest you do something else with your day and then there'll be hopefully a 10 or 15 minute version of this you can watch. All right, I really can't allow myself to do too many takes today because my energy is very limited. Hello, welcome to A Coding Challenge. I am just thrilled to be here. I have had a wonderful invitation from my friend Grady over at Practical Engineering to work on a simulation of horizontal directional drilling. Now, if you had asked me a year ago, hey, are you ever going to do a coding challenge about horizontal directional drilling? I was like, first, what's that? And probably not. That doesn't sound like a thing I would do. But after some research, after being taught about this from Grady, I am just fascinated. And I think there is potential to create a fun, playable 2D casual game where you are the horizontal directional driller. So, all right, let's bring up this diagram. Trying to think. So what is horizontal directional drilling? Well, actually, the studio that I am right now. So what is horizontal directional drilling? Well, I have a little bit of experience with this. Is this going to work? It's going to. All right. So what is horizontal directional drilling? Well, I actually have a little bit of experience with the concept in the sense that the studio that I am I can't say that. So what is horizontal directional drilling? So first of all, I really suggest you go and watch Practical Engineering's video on the topic first. That will give you an in-depth, highly researched, thoughtful explanation of the who, what, when, why, how, and all of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, guys. What is horizontal directional drilling? Well, the first thing that I would say is stop this video right now. Go and watch the Practical Engineering video on the topic. There you're going to have a fully in-depth, well-researched, all sorts of practical demonstrations. I'm still recording to disk, aren't I? Why did I move that away? Yes, I am. Link in the description down below, yeah. So what is horizontal directional drilling? Well, you don't need to listen to me explain it. I first would suggest you go find the link in the description and watch Practical Engineering's video on the topic. Highly researched, well documented, all sorts of fascinating demonstrations of how it works and why it is interesting. Last one, and I'm good. I was going to talk about like how I had to excavate a line to run wires from my solar panels to the house, but I think that's, and I could show pictures of that, but I don't know. That's not going to be that interesting. Okay. So what is horizontal directional drilling? Well, you don't need to listen to me explain it. I've linked to Practical Engineering's video on the topic. It's very well researched, gives you lots of context and backstory, as well as many amazing demonstrations of doing it on big and small scales. Grady was also kind enough to send me this diagram, which sort of shows a scenario of how it might play out with a whole lot of suggestions for how this could be turned into a game from practice mode, hard mode, and other ideas. Okay. I'm going to try to take all of that and synthesize it down into the simplest case scenario, diagram it here on the whiteboard, and then code it up. Okay. So here is our scenario for horizontal direct. So here's our scenario. You can think of this as like a slice. Oh, yeah. So here is our scenario. First, I'm going to work in just 2 dimensions. I'm not going to worry about a 3-dimensional drill going through a real-world scenario. That's a really great thing for somebody to explore themselves. I wonder if I want to. I think I want to draw this bigger, actually. So let me just do that again, because I'm realizing I'm going to want more room. Walk over here again. Here's my beautiful picture of the scene that we're having today. All right, my artistic skills aside, here is the scenario we're dealing with in an overly simplified manner, especially given the fact that this is completely 2-dimensional. We need to run some pipe from point A to point B. There happens to be a river in the way. So how could we possibly do this? I'm really thinking about this and I have no idea. Like, how would you do this? Is there a way to do this? Is there some other way you would do this without horizontal directional drilling? Just check the chat for a second. My artistic skills aside, this is the highly oversimplified scenario we're dealing with. I'm going to go from, I already did that because I already drew the A and the B. Okay. From point A to point B. Maybe it's some electrical I cannot put words together. Maybe we need to run some electrical wires, some sewage pipes, water. Maybe we need to run some electrical wires, some water lines. I don't know. But we've somehow got to get something going like this underneath the river and then back out over here. So we need a drill that we can simultaneously. So we need to somehow drill a hole that we can steer while laying pipe inside that hole as well. Is that what it is? I think so. Just got to get the coding part. Then I'll be on my way. Maybe we need to run some electrical wires, a water pipe. Somehow we've got to be able to get. Oh, I understand now. Okay. Maybe we need to run some electrical wires. Okay. Maybe we need to run some electrical wires, a water pipe. I don't know. If there were no river, we could just do, and I say we like I don't do anything. All right, I don't need to draw the diagram because I can show pictures. All right, I got it. Maybe we need to run some electrical wire, a water pipe, who knows? If there were no river, we could just excavate, drop the pipe in, and backfill it in. But this river is here, and also maybe there's some other restrictions that we can't dig up all the land. So could we sort of thread the needle, so to speak? How could we just thread a pipe in and curve it around and steer it? That's what horizontal directional drilling does. Now it involves also. That's what horizontal directional drilling does. Now it involves all sorts of real world considerations and drilling fluid and materials. I'm not going to concern myself with any of that. I'm just going to look at the mechanic of how the drill is steered. I'm just going to look at the mechanic of how the controller steers the drill and create a simulation mini game out of that. Now again, I have very little real world experience with this, but a regular drill, the drill bit might just look like this. Obviously with some ridges and edges and markings and stuff to make it, cut into things. For horizontal directional drilling, also sometimes referred to as directional boring, the drill bit needs to be asymmetrical with some kind of, what do I want to say? For horizontal directional drilling, also sometimes called directional boring, the drill bit itself will usually have something askew at the end. We can think of it as like, it comes off and it kind of points down. This is what kind of gives it a bias. So as it's going into the ground and drilling, this bias will cause it to curve down so that the drill, as it's inserted, it could start curving down. The bias in this sort of 2D world, in 3D we could sort of fully rotate it, is just going to be sort of, in a 3D world, this bias might be something that we fully rotate, but here in our 2D scenario, I'm just going to think of it as either pointing down or pointing up. So pointing down for -1, and we could flip it to pointing up. If I flip it pointing up, it's going to start to curve the other way. The drill is always turning. There's no way for it to go straight. So the challenge is, if I have a drill that's always turning either up or down, left or right, on or off, +1, -1, how can I effectively steer it through a complex path? There could be all sorts of other stuff in the way here. There could be other lines we don't want to interrupt, strange rock formations. I don't know what's underneath the earth and what engineers really deal with, but we've got to be able to get some kind of control over steering this. There's certainly plenty more to say. I probably only scratched the surface of this and gotten a bunch of things wrong in my explanation, so you can... I'm really just scratching the surface here, and I probably got a bunch of things wrong here in my explanation. So again, I encourage you to view the practical engineering video and leave in the comments here all the things that I'm kind of... what do I want to say here? I'm really only scratching the surface here, and I want to move over to coding this. I'm really only scratching the surface here. I want to move to coding this, but again, for the real world consideration, and I'm just scratching the surface here with my rather poor explanation. For the real world engineering considerations about this and how it all works, again, go and check out the practical engineering video and explanation. Okay. Right. I see Grady in the chat a little bit. Again, is anything there like horribly wrong? I'm trying to move through it relatively quickly because this video is not ultimately about the explanation. I can do this walking back because we have the wide shot now. But I think that's going to be enough explanation for me to get started with the code. But I think that's enough for right now just to get started with the code in this video. Okay, thanks, Grady. Okay. Now. Here's the sketch I'm starting with. If for some reason this is your first time watching the coding train, this is P5.js, a JavaScript framework for creative coding. If you've never coded before, I'll try. Okay. Laparoscopic surgery for the earth. I love that. Oh, laparoscopic surgery. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to make this more fluid. Okay. I think we've got what we need, though, for me to be able to get started coding. If you haven't watched the coding train, okay, yeah, whatever. So Mathieu, you'll figure this out. I know you will. Here's the base code I'm going to start with. Now, if for some reason this is the first time you're watching the coding train, hello, welcome. Yes, I'm a middle-aged man with a train whistle. This is P5.js, a JavaScript This is P5.js, a JavaScript framework for creative coding. I use it in almost all of my videos. If you've never coded before, I do happen to have a complete intro beginner series. There will be things in this video that you don't understand if you haven't coded before, but I'll try my best to walk you through it, and then you can always refer back to some of my intro videos to fill in the gaps. But I'm starting with the same scene here, a canvas with some ground and a river, and my drill is going to start somewhere around here on the left. I'm going to use P5 vectors as the main data structure to keep track of where is the drill and what direction is it moving. So first thing first, a position variable for the drill. And then let's draw a little red dot for where the drill is. Oh, no. Point. I haven't coded in a while and I'm not feeling very well today. What's going on? Oh. All right. Sometimes the errors are like really funny to keep in, but let's just let's do that again. And let's draw a little point that's red. Oh, wait, hold on. It's also very hot in here. And I've put a little dot in the canvas for where the drill is going to begin. So I'm going to do some walking back and forth to the whiteboard, and I'm recording all of that to disk, but I think I'm not going to be pressing the buttons just for a minute. So when I'm just going to point at something on the whiteboard. So just bear with me for a second. I have the drill position. What else do I need? Well, I need a variable to keep track of the drill direction, like what direction is it currently drilling in, as well as the bias. Is the bias of the drill bit pointing up or pointing down? This is, again, a physical thing that's either flipped up or flipped down, +1 or -1. dir for direction. Bias for bias. And I'm going to initialize the bias as -1 and the direction as a vector pointing horizontally straight. I mean, I guess we could start, maybe the drill should start pointing down. I don't know, what would be typical? You have to go, you can't go in the earth this way. So yeah, let's have it pointing down. So again, so just in case we have some real life engineers here, I am oversimplifying the concept of a vector. The way that I use it in code, a vector is a data structure that gives me two values. I'm using them as an X and a Y. I can use them to describe a position on the canvas, like X10, Y100. I can also use it to describe a direction, meaning move 0 pixels in the X direction and 1 pixels in the Y direction. And remember, Y is pointing down here. So this isn't like your traditional Cartesian plane. The Y values are pointing down. It's flipped. So the simplest thing I could do right now would be to write a function, call it drill. And then in that function, I could add the direction to the position. And if I were to then call drill here in draw, which happens over and over again, you can see the drill is moving down. So obviously I need to add this idea of the bias and being able to steer it around. But before I even do that, I'd like to draw the full path. I think that will really help us in terms of visualizing the process here. I'm going to use an array. I'm going to use an array, and every time I move the position, right before I move it, let's make a copy of where it was. That's essentially the previous position. It's very important that I make a copy because remember, these are objects. And if I just, it's very important that I make a copy. You have to remember a vector is an object. So if I were just add that object into the array, it's very important that I make a copy because these are objects. If I just add the object directly without making a copy, I'm adding a reference to it. And then I just have many, 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 many references to the same point. So when that point moves, they all move. Then in draw, I can just connect all of the previous points with, then in draw, I can use begin shape and end shape to connect all the previous points with a line. Loop through everything in the path. And you can now see this black line trailing behind the red dot. Oops. Technically, they entered something like 30 degrees. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading the chat for a second. Okay. Now, instead of that red dot, I'd like to visualize the drill head. Is that what it's called? Is it called a drill head? Oh, Unicorn Coder's here. Hello. Bit. Drill bit. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you, Melissa and Grady. Okay. Now, instead of drawing that red dot, I'd like to visualize the drill bit so we can see what's going on and which direction the bias is pointing. I'm just thinking about this. Okay. So let me first just draw it as a line pointing down. And now I want to rotate it either to the left or to the right. And now I want to rotate it askew, up or down, or up. Or, I don't know which way is what. But to rotate this line, I need to make use of transformations. Another topic that you may or may not be familiar with, but luckily for you, I have a whole set of videos about transformations in P5. The main thing I need to do is transformations come up anytime you need to rotate something. So I want to rotate by, let's say, pi divided by 6. It's like 30 degrees times the bias. So positive or negative direction. Of course, you can see now that's way in the wrong place. This is where I need to translate to the point of origin to have the rotation work correctly. Oops. And there you go. Now, let's start it, I think, at let's start it actually at entering in around 30 degrees. I can create a vector from an angle. Interesting. Let's try flipping the bias. Oh, let's add a button for that. So what this bit of code does is it creates a button, attaches a mouse pressed event to it, and whenever the mouse is pressed, that bias is multiplied by -1, making it positive or negative or vice versa. So, but look at that. It's actually pointing. But look at that. The drill bit is not pointing in the direction that the drill is actually going. It's always just flipping left or right from pointing down. So we need to also incorporate the heading of the drill bit itself into where the bias is pointing. So I can just add D. Oh, you know what? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, look at this. But I've made an error here where I was originally drew the drill bit pointing down, but all of the rotation and angles are relative to the horizontal axis. So for all this to work nicely, I should be drawing the drill bit pointing to the right. No. Oh, yeah. No, that's not right. Why am I not getting the heading correct? Hold on. Something is wrong here. Let me just try rotating by the heading. Yeah, no, that's right. Oh, my math is off. Ah! I also made another error, which is that the heading is the heading. The bias is affecting whether I'm rotating to up or down based on that heading. So I don't want to I want to multiply the bias only by that offset, which is pi divided by 6. There we go. Now we can see the drill bit toggling between pointing up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, no matter what angle we start with, for example, 90 degrees, it's still going to work. I can even start from 0 degrees, and you can see I'm still able to toggle, and visually everything's looking right. I'm actually doing this live on Twitch, and the chat is asking a great question. Should we be using push and pop here? And I don't need to because I'm not drawing anything else after drawing the drill bit, but it would be really good to protect myself by using it. This translate and rotate will affect anything that comes afterwards. That drill function, don't let that mislead you. That's not drawing anything. But one, I might say logically, it might make more sense to put drill at the beginning and then put a push and pop around here. Okay, so guess what? What are we going to do now? We're getting... All right, I kind of went about this in a strange order because I really was working on just visualizing all these elements. The key here is actually implementing this bias into the turning of the drill itself. The key here is actually implementing this bias. The key here is actually taking the bias and having it affect the direction to which the drill turns. Remember, it's always turning. It's like a shark. It's always got to turn. It can't go straight. That's not what a shark does. The shark always keeps moving. You get the idea, though. This begs the question, how much does the drill turn? So I'm just going to arbitrarily... This begs the question, how much does the drill actually turn? Now, I'm sure, again, there are real world values for all of these things. I'm going to make up a value. I'm going to call it angle 0.01, a small incremental change. And I'm going to say direction, rotate by that angle times the bias. Oh, my drill, it's taking off to space. I have defied all the laws of physics. It's amazing. Let's have the bias pointing down to start. And now, here we go. I'm going to try to toggle that bias. Curve back. I got to get to the other side. Oh no, don't hit the water. Now, you can see if I just keep toggling it over and over again, that's essentially how I'm getting to go in a straight line. And can I make it to the other side? Come on, keep going. We did it! Horizontal directional drilling. Coding challenge complete. By the way, it's fun to see how if I let this go, it's sort of fun to see how if I stop messing with this, it just ends up going in a repeating circle. All right, this is kind of the end. The question is what to add here now. More interface. I don't really feel like doing this. So I think I can just go with my, so by the way, this is the version that I made yesterday. And it just has like, well, it has this here. Like this version of it allows you to manually advance like a certain number of steps so you can kind of have more fine control. Yeah. So let me make a list of the things that would be interesting to add. I kind of feel like not doing any of them in the video and just giving them suggestions and then showing versions on the screen that have that. I'll do them later and screen capture it just because I'm kind of tired. I want this video to be short. Simon, that's an interesting question. By the way, I'm also just going to hit stop recording and then start recording again because that way now that all that stuff is good. I mean, so let me make a list. And Grady has great suggestions on his diagram as well. So collision detection, interface to start and stop, retract, more new scene each time. An up and down error. Say more. Sanzako, I'm curious what you mean by that. Let's look at Grady's diagram. Oh, yes. You only know a few things, of course. Only know, right, of course, depth, distance to exit, distance to nearest obstacle. No retracting. Actually, I can just leave this on the screen. Randomness, differences in ground condition. That's really good. Maybe that's one thing I'll do right now. Procedural generation of, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, my idea for this. So what Simon is saying in the chat, American 2050. That's sort of a good idea. Up and down arrow would make sense. I don't know why I did. This is actually the one time the keyboard really would make sense, and yet. So I think what I would like to do right now, listen, is I'm going to make a list of features. I'm going to talk through them. And then because I'm running out of steam here, then I'm going to work on a nicer version of this this afternoon. And I invite everyone watching to participate and help with that or make your own version. And that will then be included at the end of the video. And also I'll screen capture it today so that Grady, if he wants, can use it. So I want to make like a fully playable version of this. I'm going to put it in a GitHub repository that's hosted via GitHub Pages. I'm going to get started on that right now. Let's do that. And we'll put all the features as issues. Oh, shoot. Come on. Oh, good. Ugh. Yeah, I'm fading. This was a lot of energy. Woo. Like now that I stopped, I realized how much I was kind of like, okay, now I'm even coughing. Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel a little dizzy. It's going to be fine. Yeah, okay. So now we're going to make a new repo. We're going to call this horizontal. Can I just make it called directional boring? Is that okay? I can change the name. Horizontal directional drilling simulation. So we're going to want to add lots of documentation, links to practical engineering, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to do this in the most ridiculous way. You're not going to believe what I'm doing here. Everybody, please forgive me. Yeah, exactly, Chris 9P. These are all the suggestions I'm about to put in here. I'm just already forgot what I'm doing. Okay, you know what? I'll make a CSS file in case that comes up. But you know what? I don't care. Yeah, whatever. Whoops. Fine, let's have it match just this exactly. Oh, shoot. Transfer. Where's the danger zone? Okay, so at some point it's going to appear here. Let's start putting all the issues together. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing this just kind of silently right now. Seen each time. Ah. Just curious what. Oh yeah. I, yeah. I like the naming you came up with, Grady. Hard. Um, um, Sorry, Unicorn Coder. We'll work on figuring out how to get the Twitch chat better. Okay. Um, all right. So this is my list. Anything else? Um, and I'm going to whoa, I'm going to talk through these ideas and then go off and start working on them. Boy, does it really take that long for the site to build, or did I do something wrong here? Hi, Ken. Thank you for your Prime subscription. Uh, I have COVID, so that's what's up. But I am on. This is day 6 right now. No. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, day 6 of like since I tested positive at least. I probably had the worst symptoms day 3, but I'm here trying to make something happen. Oh, we can raid Sable Rafe if I can get out of here soon. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up now. Um, and then I can go take a nap. I would say I've been getting better slowly. I mean, I'm so much better. I mean, a few days ago, I wouldn't. There's no way I could have been even like standing here talking, but I am severely weakened. I feel not like myself. I I have. This is my first time getting COVID. Hopefully, the last. um, I probably got it. Yes, I'm fully vaxxed and boosted, but my booster I think was in November. So I really think the immunity had just waned. I mean, who I have friends and colleagues who've had a second booster and also got COVID. So there's not really necessarily a rhyme or reason, but yeah. Um, all right. So I don't see any more messages in the chat. Um, so if any, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. So let's. Okay. Oh, I have so much. See, this is the thing. Like I wanted to come back and live stream and talk about Denmark, and I went to Sweden. I think Sweden's where I probably caught the COVID. Unclear. And the symptoms didn't emerge until quite a few days after I was back. So I also just could have, you know, gotten it in the airport when I landed or something. So, but I had an amazing time. But I don't have the energy to talk about it. I got to wrap this up and then hand everything off to Mathieu so we can edit this together really quickly. Yeah, and I gave all my updates about wave function collapse at the beginning of the stream. Missed it. No, just sorry, it's okay. Wave function. Let's. Before I go, I'll play you my wave function collapse trailer. The plan right now is for the video to be live on Saturday. And yeah. Okay. I also should show, there's a couple, let me finish this video off, and then I can take up some time to show you a couple things about the website as well. Okay. Now's the time in the coding challenge where let's see, how do I want to finish this off? I have no idea what I last said, and I am recording. Yeah. I guess I could bring up my COVID now at the end. That's my excuse for not doing more. I'm going to stop here with this project. This is a very basic implementation of the core concepts in math, but I want to encourage you to see where you can take this. First of all, could you make a 3D version of this? I've also, in addition to the code in the P5 web editor, which you can just click on and start editing right away, I've put all of the code on GitHub, and in addition to the code in the P5 web editor that's linked in the description, and you can click on it, but it's so hard. I think I've run out of steam officially, so I need a tissue also. Gonna burn this tissue forever. I don't know, I gotta put it in the garbage straight away. Okay, everybody, here we go. So what's next here? I mean, certainly I shouldn't be allowing So what's next here? Certainly I shouldn't be allowing the drill to sort of orbit in this strange way. I need to add collision detection to see if it hits water. Maybe the scene should be procedurally generated and different every time. I could have an easy mode and a hard mode, right? When you're doing, right? If you're actually doing this in real life, you don't see everything underground and have a complete view of the entire world of what you're doing. So I would encourage you to take this as a code base and see how you can expand it. Share it with me on the Coding Train website. There's a form you can submit, links to your versions of horizontal directional drilling. But I also have made, hopefully not right now, but by the time you're watching this, a fully playable version of this game. That code will be on GitHub. What I'm assuming, that code will be on GitHub. Oops. I've made a list of issues and features of things I'd like to add. And I'm hoping that I've made a list of features. I've made a list of new features and changes that I'd like to add and invite the community to contribute to. So go there, see what's already been done, see what hasn't been done, play the demo, go back and watch Practical Engineering again, and let me know in the comments what you think about this coding challenge and, I don't know, what you make with it. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of text messages and I want to turn my do not disturb. Yeah, the hat is a sign of me not feeling well. Like if I haven't like fully risen to the occasion of the day and showered and combed my hair and all of that. I did shower actually, but I can't do it. Hold on, my watch is buzzing like crazy. I need to turn do not disturb on. Okay. um, um, yeah, what, let me try, yeah. I've made a list of all sorts of new features and ideas that could be added to this. By the time you're watching this, a lot of those will be implemented. Maybe there'll be some new ones. So come check out, play the demo, enjoy it, contribute to this, make your own version, share it with me, and see you next time on The Coding Train. Okay, I think I'm good. I see Grady's in the chat. So let's talk about process here because I know you are, this is a good way for us to communicate just in public while I'm live streaming. So here's what I'm planning to do. I'm gonna hit stop recording. Everything that I recorded today is now recorded to disk. I'm gonna pass that off to Mathieu, who's a video editor. He'll put together like a few just like clips from today. So you can use those if you want in your video, not required. I will also make a screen capture of at least like this version of it. And then this afternoon, I'm hoping to program in a lot of these new ideas to have a more sophisticated version of the demo. And then I can screen capture that or just send it to you and you can play it and screen capture it yourself. How's that sound? So basically anything that you would need to include for the video, I would have for you by tomorrow morning. And then once you have the final video, maybe we can talk about whether it makes sense for me to include any clips or diagrams or things that you have. So there you go. Thanks for everybody for participating in this very one-way conversation where I'm explaining to Grady how I think the process is going to go. Sounds great. Okay. So let me do a couple quick announcements while I have a little bit of steam left in me. Yes. So in case you haven't noticed, there's a brand new Coding Train website, not really, still in a soft launch stage. And the thing that I am most excited about is the fact that, so this will show up as, this video is probably going to be 172, right? Because 171 is going to be Wave Function Collapse that's coming out on Saturday. So this one will be 172. I'll hopefully have it out on July 5th. But what you see here, what I want to show you is just how this is looking these days. All the code examples are here, description, references. Oh, there's no showcase submissions. So let me go to one. Let me go to a challenge that has showcase submissions like the prime spiral. And so you can see, this is the idea. So if you made your own horizontal directional drilling simulation, you could submit it with an image and it would appear in this gallery. So that's the idea of the new website. And the thing that's really in progress right now that I want to show you is if I go under guides, passenger showcase guide, there's a nice guide for how to submit that's showing you how to do a pull request. Here's a little hack. Only you watching this will know about this unless you're an intrepid GitHub researcher. Why is this still not built though? I'll deal with that later. What am I looking for? I got to go to the GitHub repo under pull requests and under adding submission netlify function. So if you go here onto this pull request and go to this pull request deploy preview, I might actually merge this afternoon. You notice I'm not actually on the website. I'm just looking at this preview. Community guides. If I go to the passenger showcase guide, look at this. There's a form here. So you can actually select the challenge like self-avoiding walk. Give your project a title, a URL, a thumbnail, et cetera, and submit it, and it'll actually generate the pull request. So more on that later, but I wanted to show that for you. Let's see. I was going to play for you the wave function collapse. For all of you watching, I was going to play for you the wave function of collapse trailer. Let me see if I can easily find that. Hold on. I think I can. This will be a little treat for you. So just bear with me for a second. All right, here's a little, I'm going to play you a little 30-second trailer if this will download. I think the audio will go through from the laptop. We're about to find out. Oh, yeah, I have to check loopback. It's QuickTime. QuickTime is on. Yep. Okay. God, the do not disturb thing just did not work. My watch is like blowing up. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to go just laptop. So I took myself out, and I'm going to play you this teaser video. Make it full screen. And here we go.
Warning, warning, warning. System critical.
The core idea of the wave function collapse algorithm is to take an input image and generate an output image, many output images that all mimic the style, the pattern of that original image. Don't you just feel so much more at ease and relaxed? Tile images. No, I'm not relaxed at all. In fact, I'm totally panicking. I think my brain is collapsing. It works. We're getting somewhere. So stick with me, all aboard. Let's try to make wave function collapse happen. Sorry, I was muted. I got it now. I got it. So the plan is for that video to come out on Wednesday, Saturday, and I hopefully will have it ready tomorrow so that I can upload it, set it as a premiere, get the web page, attach the trailer to it, all that. So whenever I release it as a premiere, I'm going to hang out in the chat with it. So that's the plan. Okay. So that's all I have time for today. This turned out to be a longer stream than I might have expected. Thank you to everyone who's watching, who chatted, who helped. I think we've got something that I could put together in a video here. And again, just as a reminder, what I would love for you to do, if no obligation here, of course, but if any of you are interested in working on any of this, please comment on the issue that you'd like to tackle. I'm going to be doing a bunch of this stuff myself today. You can make your own version if you prefer. But I want to, my deadline is basically by the end of the day is to have a nicer version of this with a lot of these features. Okay, thanks everybody. I hope this gave you some ideas. You learned something, you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. I'm going to just play a little outro music and turn things off and upload things and just watch the chat for a minute. I forgot about raiding. Is anybody still there? Let's raid Sable Wraith. I totally forgot about that. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I forgot that I'm on Twitch here, and we can do that. Give me a second. I should. We're going to be much smaller because there's many fewer of you left. Where do I do this? Video creator dashboard, stream manager. Okay, hold on, I'm finding it. Here we go. By the way, my brain is so messed up. There's a button that says 60s ad, 60-second ad, like for me to play a 60-second ad. And I was like, that's weird. Twitch has a thing where I can play like a 1960s era style ad. That's literally what I thought. Poll, sub only, manage goals, clip that. Where's Raid? They changed their interface. Raid a channel. Oh no, that's Raid. There it is. Okay, we're raiding Sable Rife. Everybody ready for this? Here we go.